He made headlines for attacking a judge just as she was about to pronounce sentence. And today he was back in court.
TV show's Life Unfiltered.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth!
But some moments are so dark they stop you cold.
What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right, bye.
This is a countdown video of 30 shocking, tragic, or violent moments caught on air. From deadly accidents to brutal fights.
How many arguments, how many raised voices, how many pointed fingers has the Oval Office seen?
These events hit hard and stick with you. They show how TV can turn raw and real fast. You'll see heartbreak, chaos, and stories that shake you. Get ready for a tough ride through TV's worst moments. Number 1 is a gut-punch tragedy you won't forget. Number 30, Provoking Robert. In 2015, Robert Downey Jr. sat for an Avengers interview with Channel 4's Krishnan Guru Murthy. Things started fine, but then Guru Murthy dug into Downey's past. Prison, addiction, family struggles. Downey's smile faded. He tried redirecting.
But you better get to your next question.
But the questions kept coming. Finally, he stood up, said, "I'm done," and walked off. The tense moment, seen by millions, showed even superheroes have limits. Uncover the insane. That raw exit shocked viewers, but what happens when a live report turns into a crime scene? Stay tuned for a wild twist. Number 29, Live Robbery. On a cold morning in Rochester, Minnesota, reporter Adam Salat stood outside a bank for a live KIMT broadcast, covering a robbery that had just happened. Suddenly, a bank employee sprinted toward him, yelling, "That's him! He's back!" The suspect had returned to the crime scene mid-report. Salat pointed off camera, then bolted to get help.
"I gotta go here and call 911. I'll talk to you later."
Police later found a license plate from the suspect's fleeing car. The chaos, caught live, stunned viewers. Dive into the crazy insane. A bank heist is bold, but what happens when world leaders clash on camera? Keep watching for a heated showdown. Number 28, Oval Office Showdown. In a White House meeting, President Trump and Ukraine's President Zelensky locked horns. Trump slammed the table, accusing Ukraine of risking war.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
Zelensky fired back, defending his country's stance.
He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners.
Tensions boiled as Vice President J.D. Vance joined in, demanding gratitude.
You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Voices rose and Trump abruptly ended it, ordering Zelensky's team out. The raw clash, broadcast to millions, exposed bitter diplomatic rifts. Dive into the crazy insane. That heated argument shook the world. But what happens when a post-game handshake turns violent? Stick around for chaos on the court. Number 27, Postgame Pandemonium. After a tense overtime win for Texas A&M Commerce against Incarnate Word, the handshake line erupted. Tempers flared, and fists flew across the court. Players from both teams clashed, shocking the crowd. A young fan and a staff member ended up in hospital. The league issued 8 suspensions, 4 per side. The brawl, caught on camera, stunned viewers. Brace for the real insane. A court turned wild, but what happens when fans storm a field? Keep watching for mayhem. Number 26, Crowd Invasion. In 2024, just 16 minutes into a Reading FC match against Port Vale, hundreds of fans stormed the pitch. They targeted club owner Dai Yong, blamed for financial ruin. Despite loudspeaker pleas, the protesters refused to leave. The match was abandoned, splitting the crowd. Some booed, others cheered. The bold disruption, broadcast live, shook English football. Check out the wild insane. Fans took over a game, but what happens when their passion risks disaster? Stay tuned for a shocking collapse. Number 25, Crazy Fans. In 2021, Vitesse Arnhem fans celebrated a 1-0 win over NEC Nijmegen with wild joy. As they jumped in the away section, the stadium stand buckled beneath them. About 35 fans stood on the collapsing section, freezing players in shock. A container below prevented disaster, and amazingly, the fans kept cheering. The near tragedy caught on live TV stunned viewers. Get ready for the bold insane. A stand nearly fell, but what happens when someone collapses mid-speech? Watch on for a sudden scare. Number 24. Unexpected faint. During a live healthcare speech, a woman behind President Obama started to sway. Her face paled and she began to fall. Obama turned, paused his speech, and signaled for help. Aides rushed in, guiding her off stage as Obama made a quick joke to calm the crowd.
I got you. Yeah. No, you're okay. This happens when I talk too long.
The sudden moment, seen by millions, showed a human side to politics. Catch the raw insane. A feint stole the spotlight, but what happens when a hero leaps into action? Keep watching for a daring save. Number 23. Heroic save. In 2025, Florida Senator Ilana Garcia was speaking at a Miami press conference about a water fluoridation ban when she suddenly wavered. Her eyes fluttered and she began to collapse. Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo reacted fast, catching her before she hit the ground.
I am not feeling well.
The live moment, captured on video, showed his quick reflexes saving the day. Viewers were stunned by the close call. Feel the true insane. A hero stopped a fall, but what happens when a general collapses mid-briefing? Stay tuned for a shocking drop. Number 22. Pentagon briefing collapse Air Force. Major General James Martin Jr. stood at a Pentagon briefing, addressing reporters with confidence. Mid-sentence, his voice faltered. In 2016, he suddenly fainted, collapsing hard in front of live cameras. The room went silent as staff rushed to help.
Sir, can somebody help me?
He was taken to a hospital and stabilized within hours. The jarring moment left viewers rattled. Grab the fierce insane. A general's fall stunned all, but what happens when a comedian drops mid-joke? Watch on for a stage shock. Number 21. On stage collapse. In 2022, comedian Heather McDonald was killing it at her Tempe, Arizona stand-up show. Right after a punchline, her eyes rolled back. She crumpled to the stage, unconscious, in front of a packed crowd.
So nice, so nice.
Fans thought it was a gag until staff rushed in. The show stopped cold. McDonald later confirmed it was a minor medical scare, but the live moment terrified viewers. Snag the wild insane. A stage went dark, but what happens when a reporter falters live? Keep watching for a chilling broadcast. Number 20. Reporting gone wrong. In 2023, CTV Edmonton reporter Jessica Robb was delivering a live segment when her words started to slur. Her face tightened and she swayed, saying, "I'm not feeling well."
I'm not feeling very well right now, and I'm about to...
The broadcast cut back to the studio as viewers froze. Clips went viral, sparking worry. Rob later shared it was a personal health issue, not a vaccine, and she recovered. The sudden scare gripped millions. Feel the bold insane. A report turned scary, but what happens when a sports announcer collapses mid-game? Stay tuned for a heart-stopping moment. Number 19. Sports announcer scare. During an Atlanta Hawks game broadcast, veteran announcer Bob Rathbun was calling the action with excitement. Suddenly his voice cut off. He slumped in his chair, convulsing on live TV.
He feels like he's belonged, so I look for this kid to have...
Viewers watched in horror as staff rushed to help. The 2022 incident, caused by dehydration, saw Rathbun lose consciousness briefly. Medics acted fast and he recovered soon after. The raw fear shook fans. Grab the true insane. A broadcast turned terrifying. But what happens when a referee faces a mob's rage? Watch on for a brutal clash. Number 18. Poor referee. In 2018, during an Ethiopian Premier League match, a referee called a goal for Defence Force SC. Wello Adigrat University's players and coaches exploded in rage. They stormed the field, and one coach punched the ref in the face. The ref, wielding a corner flag in defense, was overwhelmed. The coach was sacked, and the league suspended the team. The violent chaos, aired live, stunned viewers. Catch the fierce. Insane! A ref faced fury. But what happens when a talk show turns into a brawl? Keep watching for a wild fight. Number 17. Moldova Mayhem. On a Moldovan political talk show, tempers flared between Gened Kosovan, a former vice minister, and Sergei Tofilot, an ex-presidential advisor. Mid-debate, Kosovan hurled a glass of water. Tofilot leapt up, landing a punch that sent Kosovan crashing off his chair. The studio froze as cameras rolled, broadcasting the 2018 brawl to thousands. The raw violence shocked Moldova's viewers. Snag the fierce insane. A studio turned into a ring, but what happens when a family barbecue explodes? Keep watching for a brutal fight. Number 16. 90-Day Fiancé Brawl. At a 2020 90-Day Fiancé family cookout, Charlie showed up taunting Andre, "Call the cops!" Andre snapped back and fists flew. They grappled, with Andre locking Charlie in a headlock before slamming him down. Family and crew scrambled to break it up. The live brawl, aired on TV, left tears and a broken family. Grab the raw insane. A barbecue turned violent, but what happens when an investigation gets physical? Stay tuned for a shocking strike. If this video is gripping you, hit that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts. What moment has shocked you most so far? Share below and keep watching the insanity. Number 15. Antiques Brawl. In 1981, BBC reporter Roger Cook went live, exposing an antiques dealer's scam. The dealer's eyes narrowed, rage boiling over. He snatched a metal bar and swung, hitting Cook hard. The sudden attack, seen by thousands, stunned the audience. Cook shook it off, standing firm to finish his report. Catch the fierce insane. A scam led to violence, but what happens when a desperate man faces death at Niagara Falls? Keep watching for a heart-stopping rescue. Number 14. Miracle Rescue. In 2003, a man stood on the edge of Niagara Falls Horseshoe Falls, water roaring below. Broke from casino losses, he slipped, his foot catching a crack. For 2 hours, rescuers battled freezing winds. One brave soul leapt into the icy water, pulling him to safety. The live rescue, watched by thousands, gripped viewers' hearts. Snag the true insane. A life was saved. But what happens when a stunt goes horribly wrong? Stay tuned for a terrifying fall. Number 13. Balloon Rope Fall. In 2013, a Chinese performer stepped onto a tightrope strung between two hot air balloons high above the ground. Halfway across, he wobbled, losing balance. He plummeted as the crowd gasped on live TV. Safety gear caught him just in time, and he stood up, shaken but alive. The heart-stopping moment stunned millions. Grab the wild insane. A fall was narrowly escaped, but what happens when another stunt pushes death closer? Keep watching for a chilling gamble. Number 12. Scary Stunt. In 2012, a Chinese acrobat attempted a 700-meter tightrope walk, blindfolded and backward, with no harness. Near the end, strong winds hit, and he swayed dangerously. He slipped, vanishing into a ravine as the live crowd screamed. Trees broke his fall, saving his life by a miracle. The terrifying moment, broadcast to millions, left viewers frozen. Feel the raw insane. A stunt nearly ended in death, but what happens when a soccer star's temper ignites on live TV? Keep watching for a fiery clash that stunned fans. Number 11. Zlatan's fiery interview. In 2003, after his final Ajax game, Zlatan Ibrahimovic faced a reporter's jab about his attitude. A young fan chanted, "There's only one Zlatan." But the mood shifted fast. Zlatan snapped, declaring he didn't need anyone's approval.
There's only one Zlatan. Are you sure? Yeah. You know Zlatan?
His sharp words, aired live to thousands, crackled with defiance. The raw intensity showed a star unfiltered, shocking viewers worldwide. Catch the bold insane. A soccer star burned bright. But what happens when a courtroom turns into a battlefield? Stay tuned for a violent attack. Number 10. Judge under attack. In 2024, during a Las Vegas sentencing, Dobra Redden snapped. He vaulted over the defense table and tackled Judge Mary Kay Holthus, slamming her against the bench. Courtroom staff and attorneys scrambled to pull him off as cameras rolled. The live assault shocked millions. Holthus returned to work the next day while Redden faced decades in prison. Snag, the fierce insane. A judge faced danger, but what happens when grief fuels a courtroom frenzy? Stay tuned for a wild outburst. Number 9. Courtroom chaos. In an Albuquerque courtroom, a victim's family member lost control during a hearing. Fueled by rage, he leapt over the partition and tackled the defendant to the ground. Gasps filled the room as security rushed in, restraining him amid the chaos. The live moment, broadcast to stunned viewers, captured raw grief, exploding into violence. The trial resumed, but the shock lingered. Grab the wild insane. A courtroom erupted, but what happens when a brother's pain sparks an attack? Keep watching for a gut-wrenching clash. Number 8. Tension in court. In 2013, a Chelsea, Massachusetts courtroom boiled over during Peter Dekanink's arraignment. Dekanink had stabbed his friend Ronald Russo 69 times. Ronald's brother Thomas snapped, charging at Dekanink in a blind rage. Four officers wrestled him down as the room froze. The live outburst, aired to thousands, laid bare a family's anguish. Dekanink was later found guilty with bail, set at $1 million cash, while Thomas was freed to mourn. Feel the raw insane. Grief ignited chaos, but what happens when a TV star's life hides a dark truth? Stay tuned for a chilling twist. Number 7. Christina's Court irony. In 2007, Christina's Court aired a funny moment when comedian Sean Harris teased bailiff Renard Spivey about his 27-year marriage. Everyone laughed, but years later, the joke turned grim. In 2019, Spivey was charged with shooting his wife, Patricia, dead after an argument. The irony of that happy marriage quip, seen by thousands on TV, hit hard when the dark truth came out. Catch the true insane. A joke hit horror, but what happens when a global stage becomes a battleground? Keep watching for a slap that shook the world. Number 6. Slap in Oscar. In 2022, the Oscars glittered with glamour until Chris Rock cracked a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's shaved head. Will Smith stood, marched onto the stage, and slapped Rock hard, stunning the live audience.
Oh, wow! Wow!
Silence gripped the room. Smith returned to his seat, shouting twice, unfiltered, on air. The moment, seen by millions, sparked endless debate. Was it real or staged? The raw shock lingered long after. Snag the fierce insane. A slap stole the spotlight, but what happens when a daring dream crashes into tragedy? Stay tuned for a fatal flight. Number 5. Balloon Mission. In 2008, Brazilian priest Adelier Antonio de Carli tied himself to 1,000 helium balloons, aiming to break a flight record for charity. He soared above the ocean, equipped with food, water, and a GPS he didn't know how to use. 20 minutes in, he radioed for help. Hours later, his signal vanished. Months passed before his remains were found in the sea. The live dream, watched by thousands, ended in silence. Catch the true insane. A flight turned fatal, but what happens when a man wakes from a decade-long nightmare? Keep watching for a heartbreaking twist. Number 4. The Awakening. In 2005, Buffalo firefighter Donald Herbert, trapped in a 1995 blaze, lay in a coma for nearly 10 years. One day he spoke asking for his wife Linda.
It was the day that fallen Buffalo firefighter Don Herbert woke up from a coma. News 4's George Rickard is here with a look.
Cameras captured his family's joy as he recognized them. Blind but lucid, for 14 hours they caught up, but a fall during a thrashing sleep stole his voice forever. He died a year later. The brief hope seen on 60 Minutes crushed millions. Snag the bold insane. A miracle faded fast, but what happens when a game show turns tragic? Stay tuned for a horrifying fall. Number 3. Tetsushi Yanagida's. Fall on June 14, 2008, TV Miyazaki host Tetsushi Yanagida joined a game show stunt in a rice field. He dove headfirst into 6 inches of muddy water, snapping his neck. Paralyzed, he lay face down as the crew, thinking it was a prank, pushed him deeper into the mud for 15 seconds. He nearly drowned before being pulled out. The live horror seen by thousands left him permanently disabled. Dive into the true insane. A game became a nightmare. But what happens when a dispute turns deadly? Keep watching for a chilling shot. Number 2. Albert Dryden. On June 20th, 1991, Albert Dryden faced a bulldozer set to raze his illegal bungalow in Buttsfield, England. As council officer Harry Collinson led the crew, Dryden pulled a .455 Webley revolver. "Get a shot of this," Collinson said. Dryden fired, killing him instantly. He shot again, wounding a reporter and policeman. The cold-blooded murder, caught live on BBC, horrified millions.
Well, reporter Chris Eakin is now at the scene at Buttsfield monitoring the police and army operation.
Feel the raw insane. A gun sparked death. But what happens when a film set turns fatal? Stay tuned for a tragic crash. Number 1. The Twilight Zone. Incident on July 23, 1982. During Twilight Zone, the movie filming, a helicopter crashed at Indian Dunes, California. Explosions threw debris, wrecking the rotor. It plummeted, killing actor Vic Morrow and child actors Micah Din Lee, 7, and Renee Shin-Yi Chen, 6, instantly. Director John Landis faced manslaughter charges but was acquitted in 1987. The tragedy, seen in raw footage, forced Hollywood to tighten safety rules. Grab the fierce insane. We've reached the end. If this video shook you, like it, subscribe to our channel for more wild content, and comment your thoughts below. Which moment hit hardest? Let us know.